Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Rose. How are you?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, everyone, today to the Healing Through Love show. We are so happy to have you join us today. Welcome. We are here to increase awareness within the community about providing family and domestic violence survivors with a soft place to land and to offer advice on services available to these survivors and their families. And we have so many beautiful local businesses and service people who generously pay it forward at our Healing Through Love Pamper Days by providing their time and their resources at these events. And each week on this show, we'll be interviewing some supporters of our Pamper Days to learn more about their personal journeys and their businesses and why they are supporting Healing Through Love to assist survivors. So normally, you can tell we're looking a little bit different today. Normally we have Sharlene who's joining us to do the intro, but I have the absolute pleasure today of interviewing her myself. So hopefully she'll be joining us live in a minute. And I am looking very, very forward to hearing from our wonderful Vice President. And I have to thank Rose as well for being in the background and being so incredible. She just does such a fantastic job. Hello, Sharlene. How are you?
Hello, I'm so excited. It's so great to be on this side being interviewed. This is so much fun. Hello, Ellie. How are you? Did you bring your cup of tea?
I have my cup of tea, and I have to say, this is a little bit like interviewing the boss, so it's going to be a fun one.
Oh, Ali, no, you know what? You ask me the questions, I'll respond, okay?
Good stuff. Let's do that. Let's do that. But I have, first of all, I've got the pleasure of introducing you. So let me do that. Let me tell you a little bit about Sharlene. Sharlene is a speaker, thought leader on Mindshift, the future of mindset, with more than 30 years experience in business coaching and a background in accounting and holistic psychology. She's an international inspirational speaker and veteran workshop facilitator. Sharlene is definitely the living embodiment of her Mindshift program, navigating the gap from where you are to where you want to be. And that is definitely you, Sharlene, down to a T. So, my darling, first of all, let's start off with, tell us a little bit about, because I wasn't here back then, how Healing Through Love came to be.
Oh, great question. So Natasha Olson contacted me many years ago, in fact. We were in similar networking groups. Adelaide is very networky, and she had a beautiful concept. Hers was My Brave Fox, and she was looking to create a day that would be sharing the love with ladies in this space. And so with my history as a business coach and also with more than a couple of decades history in event management, she said, oh, let's catch up for a coffee and see what we can do. So we unpacked it and had a look at it. And yeah, we identified there was some great opportunities here for growth. And there was also some gems there that she could really work with. And it was all really going to be about finances, how to get it moving forward. And that's where it stayed until sometime later in 2018 it was, early 2018, Natasha contacted me because she joined the leadership program for the Marion Council and was given an opportunity if they could run a program of any description in the time given, then the Marion Council would support them. So she said, let's meet for coffee. So there was myself, Natasha, and one other, it was Remy, who was specialising in catering and taking care of girls in that space and raising funds for shelters, actually, for girls in that space. So we met and we're like, okay, this is great. This is what it's going to look like. Oh my God, this is bigger than Ben-Hur, and we need to do it in 6 weeks. So the meeting went on for hours, and at the end of it, I'm like, there's only one person I can think of I need to contact to make this happen, and that was Rose Davidson. Now, Rose Davidson and I had been friends for a while, and again, I met her at a networking function, and then we'd become friends. And she's just got such great administrative skills. And so I rang Rose and said, Rose, I know we've got a similar background here and this is what we're going to be doing. Are you in? She said, I'm in. And now Rose is our president of Healing Through Love. So it's absolutely perfect. So within 6 weeks, we pulled it off. It was masterful. We had well over 100 people attend. And it set there a fabulous formula for us to do the following year. So then 2019, we did another one up north. And this year in 2020, we're set to do one in September. It was supposed to be May, but on the 19th of September, we'll have our next one. So this one's going to be more western suburbs. Western suburbs. And then we've got Tasmania as well. So that brings us to now. So this will be our third event. And we think we've got the formula correct now, and a beautiful, beautiful location. Thanks, Ali. Lovely location. And we're very, very happy with that. So that brings us to where we are now, a collection of people who, for one reason or another, whether they share the challenges of domestic and family violence or they just have a compassionate heart and they want to pay it forward, we have our own business skill sets that we bring to the table and are in that position to pay it forward to people. So I'm not quite sure this year what I'm going to be doing on the 19th of September because I've got so many hats. I'm not quite sure which one of my skill sets I'm going to use. So, Ali, I've got 30 years experience as a beauty consultant. So I can either do makeup or I could do skincare. I could do light therapy treatments, or I also could do hand massages. And then I've also been doing tarot for a couple of decades now as well. So yeah, I got a few things to pick from, and so I'm sure we'll figure it out closer to the day. Maybe I'll just slot myself in where we're needed.
No doubt you will. No doubt you will. And now I want to know a little bit more details. How did you ladies do this all in 6 weeks' time? I'm so impressed back in 2018.
Oh, so, once we've got an absolute target in mind, when you've got, your end game and you know exactly what date it is that you need to work from, then basically it's a process of working backwards. And we used project management skills to subdivide everything that we needed to and then coordinate off to different people. And we left different committees to be completely responsible. So catering, they were completely responsible for that. They just reported back to us. So we didn't get involved in each committee's work. We just, we divided it up, and we had many hands made light work. So we were very, very clear about what we needed. Marion Council was fantastic. They really stepped up and made a difference. We got a beautiful location as well donated to us. And we really we created momentum, and we had a vision that was so bigger than us, and lots of people bought in on the vision. And we couldn't have done it without everybody saying, yes, they were really happy to lend a hand and make a difference.
And this is what I love this about Adelaide people, and I have no doubt it will be exactly the same in Tasmania too. But, specifically when you bring a cause like this, people are just so prepared, whether they have, as you said, a background in it or not, they're so prepared to just come and give and pay it forward, aren't they? It's incredible.
It's so true. We're absolutely blessed to be in an environment now with everything that's happening in the COVID space. More than ever, we have got people working in the front lines to make a difference, delivering food and just, taking the phone calls and just, delivering the pamper packs. This year more than ever, we need to create a really beautiful, soft place to land for women who haven't necessarily experienced any of this.
Definitely, yes. I think that is particularly important this year, too. So very much looking forward to our Pamper Day on the 19th of September. It's getting close. I'm very excited. So yes, we're well underway into preparations for that. So it's going to be fun. So Sharlene, tell us a little bit more about you and your business.
Okay, so again, I wear a lot of hats. There's lots of stuff happening in that space. So 30 years a business coach, and so that's my area of expertise. The one thing that I do that I really help the clients with is what we call a business unpack. And as a multi-passionate entrepreneur myself, I really get what it's like to live in the entrepreneurial space. We don't have a lack of ideas. We have a lack of focus. So what we do with the business unpack is we take the bits and pieces of your business apart and then lay it out and then have a look at what we want to create moving forward, and when we build a really strong foundation. So this business unpack saves people money, because they're spending money on things they don't need. If it's an application or an insurance, all sorts of stuff, and because they don't really have a really clear, crystal clear idea about what they want their business to look like, they have all this peripheral stuff. So it saves them money doing a business unpack, saves them time. And just like what we were able to pull off in that 6 weeks, when you know exactly what it is that you want to do, when you can begin with the end in mind, it literally, the universe steps in and supports you on that journey. So a business unpack is great to get real clarity, real focus, and head you in the right direction. So that's what I'm a bit famous for, business unpacks. And I did want to say to anyone who's listening today, if this is you, if you're a multi-passionate entrepreneur and you need a business unpack, normally they're $1,000, but we'll do a promo code for the listeners today. It's $200 to book the call, and then that's completely refundable. So if we don't move forward, so if it doesn't look like a good fit, if we're not a good fit for each other, we refund the $200. And if we are a good fit, then that $200 can go towards paying the business unpack. And I think we're going to do it for half price for the listeners today. So anyone that's listening today, just to support women in business and also men as well, that if you need a business unpack, if you need to get complete clarity about what you need to do and what that's going to look like, yep, we'll make sure that Rose puts the link up for a business unpack and book it, pay the deposit, and then we'll get you a code so that you get that for half price, which the overall cost will only be $500. And so that's half price for a business unpack. So that's what I do, business unpacks. I also have an expertise of teaching people communication for excellence and speaking to camera. So I run online virtual summits on a weekly basis, and that's here in Adelaide. Also, I run them in Singapore, Philippines, also USA, so pretty much all around the world. And they're every week. So if you go to an American one, you don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's a little uncomfortable. However, we do have one this Saturday, which is Adelaide time. So I'll get Rose to also pop that up. Now that's free. If you need the skill set to speak to camera, if you get a little bit lost and go when you got to do a Facebook Live and not quite sure what to do, if you and ah, and you really would like to find a way to not and ah, if you have to read everything off a script as well. So if you fall into any of these categories, if you're building an online platform, if you're developing a YouTube channel, like if there's anything that you need to do where it's about communication and it's speaking to camera, please come along. We'd love to see you. And I'll ask Rose too, if you could pop the link up for that to register, because you can register for free for that as well. And obviously that's part of a sales funnel for a program that we offer, which is a 2-day event, which Rose came to and she loved it. That's our boot camp for communications that we run online as well. So that's pretty much where I live, business unpacks, to help entrepreneurs take everything apart and put it back together again and get that clarity. And then also communication for excellence, and that is speaking to camera basically. Yeah.
And I think especially the, speaking to camera, and here's me umming and ahhing, I'm very conscious of that now. But no, I think that's really important in particular now, because obviously a lot of things are going online, and people are kind of, in a way, being forced to speak to camera, aren't we, and do the Facebook Lives to promote our businesses. So what an important tool that you are providing. I think that is absolutely incredible.
We have some secret sauce and formulas to make it easier for people too. So it's a jam-packed 2 hours. You've got to take a lot of notes, take a lot of screenshots, but it is a really fantastic, it's amazing. It's an amazing process.
Good stuff. That is absolutely incredible, Sharlene. So I don't know what else to ask you now. It's just like, I really do feel like I'm interviewing my boss. This is so funny.
So we have a vision. We have a vision in this space for moving forward and making a difference. And we are really keen to create a community with Healing Through Love, so that the women and men that have lent in to make a difference and share their love and be that compassionate heart and create that experience for people, we also want an opportunity to pay it forward for them. And hence, this is what we've got in this space here, which is the Healing Through Love show, an opportunity for people who maybe don't have any cause marketing organised. They can come in and they can be interviewed here and we can share about your business and what you offer. So if you've already had your hand up or you're about to put your hand up to volunteer for the 19th of September, then look, have a conversation with us about jumping on. Normally the interviews only go for 15 minutes and we'll guide you through the process. We'll teach you how to speak to camera. We'll teach you how to set up your lighting and your sound. So it's a learning process for you as well. So that is all the things that we're including in what we're giving to people who are sharing the love on that special day. We're also in the community of Healing Through Love on our Facebook group. We are also always adding extra benefits to, how to run your own business and how to network and how to market and all of those things. So it's just a beautiful community of people that want to make a difference and pay it forward.
And it really is. And as someone who has been involved in it, as I've said before, I've been involved in the community for going on a year now. And I really appreciate all the guidance that you and Rose and other ladies within Healing Through Love have given me too. Because can I tell you, I'm actually a person who was scared to do Facebook Lives, Sharlene.
And look at you now.
And look at me now. But, and I think, and again, I just think what you do and the way you present it, and you are just so enthusiastic about everything you do. I love it. So thank you so much, Sharlene, for joining us today. Is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners today?
I'm not going to go down the track of explaining why I am so passionate about this, but you can imagine that, to want to spend this much time, effort and energy in this space, I have a shaded history of domestic and family violence. And, it's all in the book. So read the book. But probably I wanted to give just a message to the people that are listening today. I've gone through a lot of processes to get me from where I was to where I am, and I'm living in a different space now. And I must say that last year I was feeling a little arrogant about the fact that I'd moved so far away from my concerns about family and domestic violence, and that I was, now in a place where I was paying it forward and making a difference, and I wasn't paying attention. And I attracted yet again another man who had had an episode, and I had an incident in and around violence. It was a rude awakening, and it was an opportunity for me to have a look inside to see, what was happening for me in that space. And I just want to say that, it doesn't matter what your socioeconomic situation is. It doesn't matter what your status in life is. It doesn't matter. Everybody can be a survivor in this space. Absolutely. It can happen to anyone. So, keep your eyes open, ask questions, be curious. It could be happening to your best friend and she just hasn't told you, So reach out, be that compassionate heart, and together we can shift awareness on this ugly part of humanity that needs to change. And we shine a light into this darkness and it brings light. And then, it will no longer exist. So I love what we do in Healing Through Love. It's going to be even nicer when we've got a universe where none of this is necessary. So we're going to do ourselves out of a job. So if you're a survivor yourself, or if you just want to have a communication, a chat, reach out. We have all over the place the phone numbers that you need to contact for help. And Ali, myself and Rose, we're always here just to have a cup of tea and just lend an ear. Because, sometimes it's just about having that conversation. Ali, I've just loved this whole interview process with you. It's so much fun.
Right, it's so much fun, and it's still. Can I just say, as I said, it's just still just freaks me out that I can actually get on here and do an interview. So anyway, it's good. And thank you, girlfriend.
Look, just from being in the proximity, what's happened is via osmosis. Now, I think you've got an outro to read, don't you?
Oh, I do. You see, the boss is telling me what to do. Ha ha. Look, honestly, everyone, we thank you so, so much for joining us today. And if you would like to be involved in Healing Through Love, either as an exhibitor or a volunteer for the day, you can get in touch with us, and Rose will put all the links up. We have the email there, which is htladelaide@gmail.com, or you can visit our Facebook page and you can join our group. If you are a survivor and you would like to attend the day on the 19th of September, we look forward to having you there, and you can find all the details on our Facebook page as well. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you again next week at 1 p.m. And thank you, Sharlene, for allowing me to interview. It's been a pleasure.
We've got some great guests next week. We've got an expert authority in this space, and you're just going to love it. So keep your eyes out for next week. We look forward to seeing you lunchtime, 1 o'clock to 1:30, to share a cup of coffee with us and just have a gentle conversation about, how we're going to change the world in the space, guys. God bless. Bye for now.
Everyone.